bacon.
Carrot bacon, yes. Or bacon flavored carrots. Supposedly this is a new thing. I believe this originated, like the hype of it originated by Tabitha Brown on TikTok. It's a fabulous video, so if you haven't gotten a chance to watch that, give a look.
Oh my goodness. She's so fun and soothing. I could watch her do videos all day, and I probably will after we're done.
Yes. So today we are going to be working with the basics that Tabitha Brown has given us, but it turns out that this is a huge trend, especially in the vegan community. So we're going to be trying out a couple of variations, adding our own spin on this carrot bacon to see where it goes. So we have two very different recipes, and we're going to see what the results give us. So.
Yep. We're using two different methods. So in Tabitha's video, she uses an air fryer, which is the most common way that all the recipes are, including how to cook it. So if you have an air fryer, watch Claire. I mean, we're following the same basic steps, but she's going to put her bacon in the air fryer, and I'm going to use a traditional oven. And we'll see how that goes. So after all, how hard could it be?
How hard can it be? All right, so let's go through and list our basic ingredients of what we have here.
Yes, all right, go ahead.
So the very first thing that you're gonna need, obviously, is carrots.
The baby carrots.
Yes, you want the full-sized version of a carrot. And then other ingredients that you're going to need is liquid smoke, onion powder, and garlic powder. You're also going to need maple syrup, pepper to taste, and then here's where our recipes are going to kind of deviate. A lot of the vegan recipes ask for, is it a sauce? Is that what it would be considered? But it needs tahini.
So tahini is pure ground sesame seed, and it kind of turns into this, I'm going to call it a paste.
Yeah.
It does separate, so it gets a little watery, but the bottom gets like super thick like concrete, so you have to make sure to keep it in the proper storage temperatures, otherwise it becomes a little frustrating to work with. But since it is sesame seed, you can also use
sesame seed oil with a little bit of soy sauce. So I'm going to try that because I don't have tahini.
Yes. Another major ingredient is smoked paprika. That's a really common one. A lot of vegan recipes will add that to vegetables to give it kind of that meaty, smoky taste. So I'm going to use that today as well, but Claire is going to stick with the soy sauce, which will help give it that salty taste that bacon is known for.
Yes.
So the first thing we're going to do is make some bacon strips, right?
Yeah.
Or do you want to do that second?
Let's do that first.
Okay, let's do that first. Wait, no. Yeah.
Do it however, in whichever step you want to do it. Right now, we are going to go ahead and use a regular vegetable peeler, like you would for peeling carrots, and we're going to turn them into strips.
Yes. So I'm not going to lie, I did a couple practice swipes because I wasn't sure about making it thick enough, but Tabitha's carrot strips are not thick. So don't go as light as if you were just peeling the skin off. So I'm applying a little extra pressure the whole way.
Yeah.
They're thin. They also recommend that you can use a mandolin, which I thought was just an instrument, but you know, cooking.
Right. Unless you're like me and you're afraid of a mandolin slicer.
But you just want to make sure that it's on a really thin setting. Otherwise, you're going to get apparently soggy rather than crispy bacon.
Also, if you happen to have a peeling knife, you can also try to do that as well. To kind of get the same type of slice, maybe get it a little bit thicker. So if you want a little bit thicker slice, you can try using a knife, or you can use a peeler, and you're going to get these nice thin slices that I feel like are going to crisp up a little bit better.
Yeah. I like how curly they are. It reminds me of like wrapping ribbon.
Right? Ooh, I like it when you get closer to the core, it gets like, let me see if I can turn this light off so you can actually see it. But it gets like this translucent core, and it kind of looks like bacon then.
It looks like real bacon then.
Yeah. So now I can't really peel mine anymore, so I'm just gonna set this aside and eat it as a snack later.
Right. See, these look too thin. I have concerns about baking that. So I'm just gonna eat it.
Exactly. And it's nice because you're not eating like raw bacon, so you can just eat your raw carrot. We do not recommend that you eat raw bacon or raw meat in general. Please don't do it.
No.
I know. I'm impressed with these. They look pretty. What's that?
How many carrots do we need?
I only did one, and I have like a good portion of bacon or of carrot bacon here. I also had one really thick carrot. So depends on how many people you're feeding.
Me.
Yeah. So if it's good, then it won't be a problem because then you'll have a ton of carrot bacon to yourself. But if it turns out a little funny, you've got to eat all the carrot bacon by yourself.
Everybody else.
Yep.
I'm gonna let that. I love how, can you see this? It just like rolled right off the carrot. Okay, I'm gonna call that good enough.
There we go.
Oh, my hand kind of hurts.
So now we have our giant pile of to-be bacon or bacon substitute.
I love in Tabitha's video when she's holding them and she's like, do you see carrots or do you see bacon?
Right?
Okay, should we make some marinade?
Let's make some marinade. You need a bowl.
Okay, and when we were deciding what to do, all of the recipes have like different measurements.
Mm-hmm.
One of them asked for like 1/3 cup of maple syrup for just this amount of carrots, and like that's insane. So the real experiment of this part is going to be our measuring.
Yes.
I'm gonna do it.
And this can be entirely up to your taste. Like if you like saltier bacon, maybe you're gonna add more like soy sauce or tahini, or if you like, more of a savory type, or if you like sweet bacon, then add more syrup. There's like a whole mix of whatever your preference is. So this might be like trying it a couple of times to see how you decide you want to like it. Because this is always made to someone's taste. So I'm going for like the ultimate umami flavor. So it's going to be that perfect blend of savory and sweet. So here goes for umami bacon.
Well, I think we're doing what we decided on, a tablespoon of everything, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that's all. I have concerns.
So I think with my spices, I'm going to do half a teaspoon, just because I don't have a lot of bacon or carrots here. So I'm going to try half a teaspoon of my garlic powder and of my onion powder.
This is questionable.
I'm going to add some pepper, some fresh ground pepper, see what happens.
That was like the one thing I was disappointed about in her video, is that there were no measurements involved.
Yeah.
They just magically appeared in her bowl.
We're on an adventure. So something else I'm going to try is, instead of using like regular salt or sea salt, I'm going to add some Lowry's seasoning salt, which, fun fact, originated in Wisconsin. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a supper club. Some owner of a supper club like designed this. His name was Lowry. So that's why we have Lowry seasoned salt. I learned that in the library program.
Yeah, use that in your next trivia night.
Yes.
So I'm just going to mix up my seasoning a little bit.
Okay. So I have all of my seasonings. Oh, you can't really see with my lighting choice here. So I'm going to start adding my wet ingredients and see what happens.
All right. And you're doing a tablespoon?
I'm doing a what?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Right now I'm going to try a teaspoon of liquid smoke. Liquid smoke. Use liquid smoke, not soap.
Please do not add liquid soap to your bacon.
Yeah. Just because from my experience, I know that liquid smoke is really potent.
It smells potent.
Yeah. But I feel like I don't need a whole lot of that.
I mean, it smells delicious, don't get me wrong, but
now I'm gonna see if I can do 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. Mix that around. Yeah. So I'm measuring by smell. Like, what do I need to add more of to make it smell how I want it?
Smell and look, because like mine's kind of, this does not look like a marinade yet.
Yes. I'm kind of like Bob Rossing this. Just like, do we need a little tree here? Or let's give this guy a little friend. So also, I know I'm going to be adding my sesame seed oil now. And I know this is really super potent. So I'm going to try with half a teaspoon first and see what happens. Hi, Mary. Thanks for joining us.
Clump. We'll see what happens with that. Now we're going to add some syrup.
Yeah.
Apparently a little extra.
Yeah. I'm going to start with a teaspoon of syrup. Give it a smell. So mine isn't like as liquidy as I want it. So I think I'm going to try a little more soy sauce.
Yeah, Claire, what does yours look like?
Yeah, mine's not that pasty. Mine's a little more liquidy.
Okay. Yeah, that's not going to work for marinating. So I'm going to do a little more liquid smoke. I might try to add some soy sauce, but it smells pretty salty already.
There you go. Add a few more drops of liquid smoke. And right now, I'm just kind of playing by smell and what smells good. So
I'm just trying to make it look right. I don't even know what's happening anymore. I'm going to go with definitely too much seasoning. Too much.
Mine is definitely very salty. So I'm going to try a little more syrup. I wish I had real maple syrup, but this regular syrup is working just fine. If you don't have syrup, maybe you can try brown sugar. That might also work.
Yeah, I've seen that. I saw that in a couple other recipes. So maybe this 1/3 cup of syrup thing was not too far off base, because I'm adding quite a bit.
Yeah. All right. I definitely have enough saltiness in there. And I think I definitely enough liquid smoke. So, and mine is nice and liquidy now.
Okay, not quite. I would say that the tahini definitely is a thickening agent when you add it to this, because it is a paste for the most part, and that just made it like too thick. So I added a lot of syrup to compensate.
I'm gonna try a little bit of mine.
This is too thick. You gonna try it? Oh my gosh, I don't want to try it. Not until it's on some carrots.
Right? I want to make sure that it's right before I like put carrots in it. I don't know. Mine tastes pretty good so far. The sesame oil definitely makes it. I'm sure the tahini does the same. It adds more of that smokiness to it, so you don't have to use quite as much liquid smoke, which I think can be very potent and also a little salty. So it's a good mix.
It is strong.
Yes.
Give it that.
That is why it is a marinade. We're not like eating a tablespoon of this. It's just a taste.
I dipped the spoon in barely. Oh.
So warning, this stuff is potent. All right. I I think I'm ready to marinate and put in my air fryer. So I'm just gonna take my strips. And you just kind of like put it in there, don't you?
She had it like all in the bowl at once and then just kind of like mushed it.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna get a better marinade if I do a couple strips at a time rather than the whole thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Off my tray here.
Oh, that's cool. So now that I have it in the marinade with like the core strip, it looks, oh, you can't see on my camera, but it looks like bacon now, ish. Like really,
Bacon-y.
it looks more bacon-y.
Okay, well, yeah, when it's in the bowl and I'm like mixing it all up, it looks like bacon.
Yeah. So maybe it's carrot bacon in sight, maybe not taste, but I still think this is gonna be pretty good.
I think it'll be pretty darn close. Are you just gonna pick them out of there?
Yeah. I'm not working with any raw ingredients. My hands are washed. I did wash my hands off screen.
Okay. And it's pretty thick on there, but you know what? I think it's gonna take a lot to make it taste like bacon, so I'm okay with this.
Yeah. And I think I'm just gonna kind of throw it in my air fryer here. I was gonna lay it flat, but then I can only do like a couple pieces at a time. And I want to do more than a couple pieces at a time. Because I don't have a very big air fryer.
What do you have your air fryer set at, Claire?
It is set to 380 degrees.
The same for my oven, because that's what the internet said. More messy.
And we found trusted, credible sources, like vegan blogs.
I did find, so one of my favorite vegan chefs, she made an adapted recipe for carrot bacon. I'm not using it right now because it's a little bit more involved. But I like a lot of her recipes. So I might have to give that one a try later.
Did find one pretty awesome, ooh, that's a lot. I found one pretty awesome looking blog that's called The Edge Veg. That was all vegan recipes.
She's my favorite.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
The Edge Veg.
Yeah. So there's tons of different recipes out there, so you can always try whatever you'd like. And there's tons of different variations on it.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of them are like, so I had to look for a recipe without an air fryer, and there are plenty out there. So just kind of based on what you have and what you like. So I'm gonna be done. That's all I can fit on my tray here. And I have my tray covered in tin foil.
Yeah. So I did end up making a second batch here of marinade just because I have a lot of carrot left. And this one I just kind of like threw stuff in a bowl and I'm gonna see what happens.
Yeah, I have leftover carrot and liquor sauce. No more tray. So my oven is preheated to 380, and I'm just gonna pop it in there.
Here, I'm gonna show you guys my cheat of like how I marinate tofu or other vegetables. Or I even toss salad like this. So I'm gonna take my sauce and just put it in my bowl. Throw my remaining carrot bits in here, put a lid on it, and shake it. Like that's marinade. Instead of just trying to stir it in a bowl. And look, now everything is evenly covered and marinated.
That's awesome. That's a good trick. I'm just gonna eat this carrot.
Do it. Creates a little more dishes for you later, but I'm willing to make that sacrifice for time. More time I get to my carrot bacon. I do believe this is 5 minutes. All right. So every air fryer is different. So with mine, I can adjust my temperature up here. And then I have just a set timer here. So I'm going to set it to 5 minutes and hang out. No, Mary, as awesome as that dare sounds, I am not going to drink the marinade. So while your baking goes, this is a great opportunity for you to like start scrambling your eggs or your tofu, or you know, maybe checking in on your other breakfast elements. Maybe taking a moment to whip yourself up some whipped coffee. See what else you can do to help continue on your breakfast. Or if you're doing brunch or lunch, whatever it may be. I know this is supposedly a great opportunity to make a BLT, a vegan BLT, using vegan mayonnaise, tomatoes, lettuce. I think I just used the rest of the tomatoes.
Made delicious. So you might have to try that. It is about lunch.
Yeah.
Try that. It did look really good.
Or maybe just take a second to finish snacking on your carrot that you have left over.
We don't always buy the big bits, but this is, you know, a good time to do that. But when we were little, my brother would always gnaw on them and call himself Bugs Bunny.
That's cute.
When you're 5.
So I'm about halfway through my air fry, so make sure that it's not going to stick to everything. I'm just going to pull out my basket and give it a quick shake. Make sure that everything is getting flipped and is crispy on all sides. And it keeps it from sticking to the basket.
It really just makes me here to look at it because it's sizzling real nicely. It looks satisfying. Some of the recipes say to flip it, but they also say to cook it a little longer than the air fryer. So it's going to flip time things.
Yeah.
And we will evaluate from there.
It looks like we have Megan and Elizabeth with us. Hi. And a couple other friends who have come to join us and how to make your carrot bacon. See how this goes.
I don't know. It's not that hard yet, but it is a little messy.
A little bit. It's not as easy as taking the bacon out of the package and throwing it in a pan. In my experience, it's less dangerous because you don't have like bacon grease splattering at you. I always manage to get burned by bacon grease every time I make it.
Yeah. That's really a perk. You're not dealing with any actual grease right now. You know, you're not worrying about it splattering, and you don't have to like figure out how to get rid of it later.
Right. So not only is this a great vegan alternative, but it's if you're trying to make heart-healthy decisions, if you're trying to make, I think this might be keto. I don't remember. Some of these spices may not be keto. But, you know, if you're trying to watch your health or anything like that, or maybe you have a gluten sensitivity, making sure that you're using gluten-free spices. So make sure you double check your labels. So it's good for that.
All right, my time to make some room.
I'm gonna give my bacon one more shake. Ooh, that smells really good.
It does smell good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you about yours, but mine does. All right. Looks like bacon from here.
Grab myself a plate.
So let's see. Okay, mine was a little extra saucy, so let's remember that first. Oh, that's going back in the oven. I'm gonna flip it. Might take too long. It smells like bacon.
Yeah. So there's mine. Go ahead and give mine a look-see. Shake it up some more. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put mine in for a couple more minutes. It's not quite crispy yet. Make sure if you're not comfortable with heat, you are using tongs. I worked as a banquet server for many years, so I can barely feel my fingertips from all the hot plates. So I don't mind touching hot food, but make sure, especially if you are have little ones around, you use the proper tools. Say from here, Gabby, it definitely looks like bacon.
It does look like it, but it's definitely too soft still.
Yeah.
So back in the oven she goes. It's gonna do 5 minutes again.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn the heat up on my air fryer to 400 and see if that does anything. Because I know I keep it at, like, if I put my tater tots in there, 400 seems to get them nice and crispy. So I'm gonna see if it does the same with my carrot bacon.
You definitely want to try out other alternative breakfasts. So if you have any good suggestions or other Try-Brarian experiments, send them our way. We're doing this Wednesdays at 3.
Okay. Aubrey, I'm glad that we could try this for you. Now you can learn from our experimentation.
Yes.
So we'll have the first couple of tries down for you, and then you can go out and try it yourself. Without all the TikTok magic.
We're here to be like the guinea pigs or the test run, and you can test on whether or not it tastes good, because we're not doing it for a give us likes and reviews. We're like, this was bad, or this is really good.
Exactly. We're like the nothing up my sleeves type magicians. Magician.
It smells really good.
So good.
Now I'm ready.
Ooh. Now it's starting to crisp up. Oh, it smells so good.
I'm gonna take a peek.
So, if anything we have going, it smells really good. I kind of want to try this marinade on something like tofu or eggplant. I know there's eggplant bacon. It's also a thing.
Ooh. I'm going to give it more of that. You know, I mean, depending on what you're putting it in, almost like maybe even a teriyaki kind of flavor if you're using enough soy sauce, like in your recipe, Claire.
Yeah. Really good. So there you go. If you have any leftover sauce, you can throw it over some other vegetables. Throw it in either a pan to fry, or you can try air frying again. Ooh, this would be really good on broccoli. You should try that.
I bet that would be okay.
Yeah.
We can swirl up in there. Mix, swirl, and mix. It just smells really good, and now I want these minutes to go by faster.
Crisp faster.
Has anybody watching today or tried the TikTok carrot bacon?
Yeah. Anyone else try this?
On the right track.
Ooh. Aubrey says that their cousin makes mushroom bacon. That would be pretty good.
Okay.
See, I do have some portobellos. I might be interested to try.
On what?
Portobellos.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I've been working like more towards being vegan, and I'm always really bummed out when things are made of mushrooms because I do not eat those. So when they're like, I'm like, no, thank you.
Oh, I happen to like mushrooms, so maybe I'll try that out. Okay, so these definitely did crisp up a little bit more. I think it's pretty good. So I'm gonna do my magic plating. I'm just dumping it on here. I'm gonna change my lighting around, so hopefully you can see this a little bit better. There we go, that's better. So here is my carrot bacon. It's still a little limp. I don't think, I feel like if I put it in there any longer, it's gonna burn. But like, it definitely looks like bacon.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't want mine to burn. So
like if I put this in front of my husband, I could trick him into eating it for sure.
Mine is still pretty soft. I'm just gonna keep letting it.
I'm gonna put some of it back in my air fryer and see if that helps. But I'll also keep some of it out just in case I do end up burning some of it. I'm gonna try spreading this out a little bit, laying it down in there so it has a little more room to breathe.
I never thought I would be like cooking carrots like this.
Right? But like the nice thing is it's like definitely not raw anymore. Like it's a cooked carrot. We just need to find that crispiness back
Happy
there.
medium of
Right.
Yeah, because even when I did eat bacon, I really hated like the burnt crispy.
Right.
But I also like really remember what bacon tastes like. Oh, it's been so long. But that's okay.
Yeah. We probably should put in another disclaimer that we won't totally know if this tastes exactly like bacon. I haven't eaten bacon in almost 15 years.
Yeah.
But I know what bacon flavor is supposed to taste like. So it's been a while. So, but if it tastes good, does it matter if it tastes like bacon?
Exactly. It's one of those where, and that's one of the things people say, the vegan switches, right? It's not going to taste exactly the same because you're including like a lot of the fat that is in dairy and cheese and meat, obviously. But if it's similar, or if it reminds you of, or even if it just still tastes good, why isn't that good enough?
The ultimate question.
So I turned my oven up a little bit, so now it's at 400. So we'll see if these last few minutes have made it any difference. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oops.
Too smoky, too smoky. I burnt my bacon.
Oh no! And this is why we try.
Oh no!
So now we know, don't put it in the oven for too much longer. Oh. And mine turned into like a shrivelly mess in the air fryer. So we did find the sweet spot. 15 minutes is too long in your oven.
Yep.
Ugh. Yummy.
Yeah, she's real crispy now.
Oh. I guess it's time to try it. Are there pieces that aren't as burnt?
Can you just like see this for a second?
That's a little crispy.
I'm not gonna eat that. No.
Oh, good try.
If there's a salvageable piece here. Alright. I'll try this end that's not so crispy.
Yeah. So I did get it to be crispy, but it's like burnt. So you're not gonna get that super bacon crispiness out of it. So.
Did you eat some?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I tried one of my burnt pieces in solidarity. Not terrible. I'm gonna try one of my ones I didn't cook as long. So these are the ones that I made for 10 minutes in the air fryer.
Something in maybe 12 is that sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
I think also because mine was a little thicker in sauce, that it definitely like the sauce burnt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than the carrot baking. And that's probably what was also keeping it a little soggy for longer.
Yeah.
In terms of taste, I can definitely notice like the smoky and the sweet from the maple syrup.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was like, like when I was little, I loved bacon and would just eat it plain, obviously.
Right.
I would not eat this plain. But if it was in like she did like a BLT wrap, if they ate in like a breakfast, or, you know, where it's part of a meal rather than itself, I'd probably eat it. Not this piece.
This just fall apart. Oh, yeah. So
I was using more seasonings than Claire was, in terms of this thing. What's this thing?
Tablespoon?
Measurement.
Yeah.
There we go. So I had half a tablespoon, definitely too much.
Mm-hmm.
It made it really thick and grainy, which is fine. We're experimenting. I'm not worried. But then I had to kind of like overcompensate in maple syrup. And I think the tahini was also, again, like I said, it was thickening. So too soft. We want it more liquid, marinating.
Yeah.
I would try it again. Maybe not today.
Yeah. I would definitely try doing this again. Mine is much more, it's like teriyaki, like you said. I think it's because I added just a little bit too much soy sauce.
Right.
So it did make it that teriyaki, where it's kind of sweet, but it's definitely really salty. So it's really good, like on my carrots. And like, if I made like a bowl of rice and put this with it, it would be perfect. So it's more teriyaki than it is bacon.
There you go.
So now I have a teriyaki sauce recipe. So
I don't know. I might try, you know, one of the other variations when I do actually intend to put it in like a meal.
Mm-hmm.
We got some aftertaste that tastes a little bit more like bacon.
Yeah. So it's definitely not bacon.
Substitute. So like we were talking, you know, if you're trying to be more vegan, I'm gonna be really honest. I don't know if this is a healthier choice. There's a lot of salt in here.
Yeah. I use things like, I have a low sodium soy sauce.
There you go. That's healthy too. So if you're trying to make more plant-based decisions, we'll go with that. I'd say this is totally fine. I mean, it's not gonna satisfy your dreams of greasy bacon. Ugh, I don't dream about that. But I think it's a pretty good substitute if you're looking for that taste of other dishes.
Yeah.
Just don't burn it.
Yeah, don't burn it. As fun as that is for the internet, not so much for your kitchen.
No.
Oh.
Smoke detectors, because definitely not tall enough to turn them off in this house. In my opinion, all I have to do is like grab a stool and it's fine, but my parents have a really high ceilings, so.
Yeah. So things we've learned: 12 minutes or less in both your air fryer and oven if you're making it. Find that sweet spot between making it sweet and savory. Most of the taste you're gonna get is that liquid smoke or that smoky taste to it, and that's what's supposed to make it bacony. Excuse you, ma'am. Cats do not belong in cars. Yeah, this is my sous chef 3. But yeah, so we had fun trying this out. It's definitely not bacon, but it's, I don't know, this would taste pretty good with like eggs and salsa or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Excuse you.
We'll give it another try later.
Yeah, I will let you know how it goes. If there's something else that you've been watching on the internet and you're like, maybe I want to try that and want to send it on over our way for us to try first, please do. You can either comment either in this video or shoot us a message here on Facebook and we'll find it. So thanks for letting us try and discovering how hard it can be to make carrot bacon.